Good morning everyone. So today we are going to start the next topic of your chapter, that is finding the value of expression. So in the last chapter we had already studied in simple equations that what happens when an equation is given to us, how do we find the value of variable. Now we have to find the value of expression. There we were finding the value of variable, here an expression. For example, let us take a question is given to us that 100 minus 10x cube. Okay, you have to find out the value of this expression by using x equals to 2. Now the value of x is given to us. What we have to do is we have to find the value of this expression. So when we want to find the value of expression, we will place 100 minus 10 multiplied by 2 cube. X, in the place of x we are going to place 2. So that will be 100 minus 10 into 2 to the 4 to the 8. 8, that is 100 minus 80, that is 20. Okay, so the value of this expression will be 20. Okay, now in the similar manner we have one more example, that is if we say find the value of 5n square plus 5n minus 2 when n equals to minus 2. Now what we have to do? We have to place n equals to minus 2. So this will be 5 multiplied by n is minus 2 whole square plus 5 multiplied by minus 2 minus 2. That is 5 multiplied by minus 2 whole square is minus minus cancel. So here will be 4 plus 5 minus 2 will be minus 10. Minus 2. So this will be 20 plus minus will be minus 10 minus 2. So this will be equals to 20 minus 12, that is 8. Okay. So this is how you are going to find the values of expression when any value is given to us in the question. And sometimes it also happens when both a and b are given to us, the two values are given, you just have to put the values and solve the given expression. Okay, so based on this, how to find the value of expression, we have exercise 12.3. Okay, so exercise 12.3 is for homework. Okay, so in exercise 12.3 question 1, m is equals to 2 is given. You can easily find the value. P equals to minus 2, find the value of, if p equals to minus 2, find the value of the following expression. Find the value of expression when x equals to minus 1. In similar terms, okay, you can do question number 4, 5, 6 and 7. So now we are going to use these formulas, the formulas or the rules. So now we are going to see the use of algebraic expression in formulas and rules. By using algebraic expression, the formulas and rules can be written in concise and general form. We have observed this earlier also. For example, if we want to find the area of a square, so we write side into side. What do we write that? Side into side is side square. Okay, so we can write by using algebraic expressions in a concise form, means simpler form. So first is perimeter formula. Perimeter formula, as we know, for equilateral triangle it is 3 times of L. Means instead of writing L plus L plus L for all the 3 sides, we have written 3L. Okay, similarly for square it is 4L and pentagon it is 5L. This was for perimeter formula. In the similar form we have, okay, before that we can take one example for perimeter formula. Let us take, if the side of pentagon is 2 centimeter, each side is 2 centimeter, then the perimeter will be 5 into 2, that is 10 centimeter. Okay, so this is how we have found out easily by placing the value of L which we had given in the question. Okay, so now moving to the next topic, that is, we have done perimeter. Now we will see the area formula. Okay, for area formulas, we know that the area of square is L square. Similarly, rectangle is L into B, that is LB. And many more formulas we have done in our classes. So, we can use this anywhere. So, for example, if we take length in a rectangle is given 5 centimeters and breadth is given 3 centimeters. So, we are asked what will be the area of rectangle. So, we know that the area of rectangle is L into B or LB. So, we can write down the values here in the formula. So, this will be 5 multiplied by 3 centimeters. That is 15 centimeter. So, it becomes easier, right, to solve. Okay, so algebraic expression has helped us here. Okay, so now next thing is some number patterns also take the help of algebraic expressions. How? For example, if we take n is a number, okay, we have taken n is a number. The successor of n will be n plus 1. The predecessor will be n minus 1. Let us take n is 4. Let us take n is 4. So, the successor of 4 will be 4. We will place in the place of n, we will place 4. That means this will be 4 plus 1. So, the successor of 4 is 5. In the similar manner, if we place n here, so 4 minus 1, that is 3. So, the predecessor is 3. Similarly, if we write the formula 2n and we place n equals to 4 because we have supposed this. So, this will be a even number. So, 2 multiplied by 4, it is 8. 8 is even, right? Similarly, if we write down 2n plus 1, so 2 multiplied by 4 plus 1, that is 8 plus 1 is an odd number. Yes, 9 is an odd number. If we want to find nth term of a number pattern, it is an expression in algebraic expression where variable is n. For example, if we take this series, some series is given to us 11, 21, 31 and so on. It can go till any number. So, to find the last term of this number, how we are going to do it? We can see the difference between the two numbers. Here we can see there is a difference of 10. Here also a difference of 10. So, the nth term will be 10 multiplied. This 10 multiplied by n, because total number will be n. Some number is there. Okay, in this series. So, 10 multiplied by n plus 1 will be the nth term of the number pattern. So, this is how we can use these formula, the algebraic expressions in number patterns, formulas. Okay. Similarly, we use this in geometry also. For example, when we want the vertex, how many vertex or diagonals we can draw in a quadrilateral. We know that when we draw a quadrilateral, any type of, we have two diagonals. In the similar manner, if we are drawing some other figure, how many diagonals are there. So the number of diagonals we can draw from one vertex of a polygon of n sides is n minus 3. That is, the formula is n minus 3. Total number of vertex minus 3. Okay. For example, if we say we have a pentagon of 5 sides, right? So how many diagonals we can draw over here? We'll start with this. This is a diagonal, right? Similarly, this line is also a diagonal. Okay. Similarly, this line is also a diagonal. And this is also a diagonal. Similarly, this is also a diagonal and this is. So, the total number of diagonals we can draw from one vertex. One vertex we are drawing. If we take this figure, only use one vertex. Any of the one vertex. For example, 1 and 2. So, the total number of diagonals using one vertex is n minus 3. Here n is the number of sides. So, here you know 5 sides are there. So, 5 minus 3 is 2. So, you can see there are 2 diagonals. Okay. So, this is how you are going to do these type of questions if sometime it can come. Rather, it is just the use of algebraic expressions. So, I hope you have understood this very well. You can do all the exercises of this chapter now very easily. In the next class, we will start with the next chapter. Thank you, class.